Good evening, Coach. Can you hear me okay?
I got you.
All right, I got you. Anyone out there with a question for Coach Fran McCaffrey, please raise your hand by clicking on the participant window at the bottom of your screen. Coach, we'll get started tonight with a question from David Eicholt.
Yeah, Fran, seems like an obvious question, but how critical was Jack Nunge's play in the first half when Luka went to the bench with foul trouble?
I mean, he was awesome, but I've been saying it for the fourth year, and a kid is really good. That's what he does. He makes jumpers, he blocks shots, he's smart, he's in the right place, he rebounds in traffic, he can handle it and pass it. He's just a terrific player, and we needed him. Luka's in foul trouble. He started the game really well, but then he gets in foul trouble. Somebody's got to step up, and he sure did.
The next question, Coach, from Chad Leistico.
Hey there, Coach. Any sense that Luka was going to kind of go off like he did? Was he chomping at the bit over there on the bench?
He's been shooting it really well, Chad. I mean, I've said that. It's not like it's a secret. But we really were looking for him once he got going. But the beautiful thing about him is, he can score inside, he can score outside. He scores wherever you put him. And, our plan was to move him around a little bit and give him that opportunity. Because, a lot of people crowd him inside, so you pop him out. And then he can make a move from there or he can shoot it from there. Tonight he was on fire.
Yeah.
He's got a great stroke, and he really works on it. So it's great to see a guy that works that hard have that kind of success.
And if I could follow up, I mean, did you have any thought of putting him back in the first half at all?
Yes, we did.
Can you share what your thought process was?
Yeah, I always want my guys to be able to play without being tentative, and as long as we were doing okay, I was going to leave him out a little longer. You put him back in if you really have to, but Jack was playing well. I knew we were getting quality minutes from Keegan and Patrick. Connor was playing really well. He came back and helped us against the pressure. So I felt like we were okay.
Coach, the next question from Rick Brown.
Coach, 2 games in a row where someone who may not know much about your team would think you're a Garza, but it's 2 games in a row where the other guys have kept the ship afloat or helped you win the game. How satisfying is that?
Well, it's very satisfying, but that's the way it has to be, Rick. You've been doing this a long time. You've got to be able to move the ball and get offense from a variety of places. And you've got to be able to play through your best player. And Luka, I think, has really become well-equipped to handle whatever they throw at him. He's seen it. He never panics. He gets rid of it. He shoots it outside. He can go one dribble kick. He can make a dribble move to the basket, go off either shoulder in the post. But, sometimes the most impressive thing, the offensive rebound putbacks, when you have a good possession, it doesn't go in, they think they got to stop. He gets it, puts it back in. Those things really wear on the other team, and that's what he does.
The next question, Coach, from Mike Halas.
Fran, you went off on your team at a timeout with about 12:45 left. I assume it was because of a series of baskets from Iowa State that seemed fairly uncontested, but never minding that. Right out of the timeout, you get a 30-second call, a 30-second stop, and then Luka goes off. Does that one stop start everything in motion?
It does. We started the second half really well. I think we scored the first 7, maybe the first 9. I can't remember, but we came out of the locker room in really good shape. And we started quick shooting it a little bit. We weren't getting our defense put together, and they were taking it right through us. You're absolutely right, Mike. That's what they were doing. I mean, you shouldn't be able to drive from beyond the top of the key to the basket against the zone and lay the ball up. There's certain things that are not going to be tolerated and shouldn't be tolerated by the coaching staff or the players themselves. And the thing about it is, if you get on them about it, they recognize. If I get on them about everything every second, then I'm nuts, and they just turn you off. But if I get on them when they deserve it, and then they ratchet up the defense. But it was also, I think, our awareness, our activity level. They were really overloading the zone, and guys were coming from behind. That's how they got that last basket in the first half. So I think, Luka was really good, not only in terms of recognizing that, but talking it through, because the guys in the forward spot don't see what's going on behind them. You got to tell them, Patrick and, whether it's Weitzel on the other side or Connor. So I thought our activity level at the top against ball screens was really good. So not only did we get that stop that you're referring to, which was huge, I think, we got a couple consecutive stops. So now when Luka's on fire, we're not trading, we're stop, score, stop, score, stop, score. And that's how you extend the lead.
The next question, Coach, from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Fran, that stretch you're just talking about, obviously Joe Toussaint was a big part of that as well, it seemed like. What did you like about what you got out of him tonight with 7 assists and some good defense?
I thought Joe's activity at the top of the zone and understanding of what was going on behind him was really, really special. But he's also, he gets his hands on the ball, he rebounds the ball, and then he pushes the ball. He's smart. He recognized his guy's on fire. So, let's get it to him. We can work it, and then get it to him. Get him the ball when he's on fire like that. And that's what the great point guards do. And he was terrific tonight.
The next question, Coach, from Chad Leistico.
I know I've learned from you too that every win is hard. What does it mean to you to win 3 straight against a team like Iowa State that hasn't happened for a long time at Iowa?
I have a lot of respect for Steve and his program. I've been involved in a lot of rivalry games in my career. They all have a different feel to them. The players know it, the coaches know it, the fans know it. So, to be able to do that, I think says a lot about our players and their ability to focus and concentrate and kind of, put the distractions aside. There's always distractions around rivalry games. I thought Iowa State played really hard. I mean, they came and got us. They were pressing up. They were being physical. So we had to keep our composure. That's what you have to do. When we jump them, they come right back at us. You got to respect that. And then you got to perform up to your capabilities. So, I'm happy for our guys, and want them to enjoy this one. And then, we got another one, 1 o'clock on Sunday. We don't have a lot of time.
Are there any other questions for Fran McCaffrey? All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
As Coach slides out, Luka Garza is going to slide in and join us. A reminder that there will be a transcript for Coach Fran McCaffrey. Only Fran McCaffrey, but there will be a transcript for Coach Fran McCaffrey. Luka, how you doing? You mind hitting that unmute button for me?
Hello?
There we go. Thank you, Matt Weitzel. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Congrats on the win, Luka. Tonight, we're going to start with the first question from Mike Halas.
Hi, Luka. It might be an obvious question, but was tonight a result of the work you put in with the 3-point shooting during the summer?
No, definitely. I think every summer, I try to work on every part of my game. And, I definitely been working on my 3-point shot, as usual. I think we got a lot of guys who shoot the ball, and we all work on our 3-point shot. So it was just great, for our team to move the ball like we did today. And several guys got hot at different points, and we're just that kind of team. When we find the hot hand, we keep going to it. We're a lot of great guys. We're great tonight, and especially when I started to make a couple. Our guards were so great at finding me in my spots to keep me going.
The next question, Luca, from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Luca, was that stretch you had there, was that a result of having to sit so much in the first half? Were you just ready to take that out on them?
I definitely was a little bit frustrated. Getting ticky-tack fouls is, unlike me, and it was just upsetting. I just felt like, I was just a little frustrated. So I wanted to get out there and just kind of let loose. So I was able to, hit a couple, and then I just kind of felt it, for the rest of the game. But I'm proud of the rest of our guys for taking care of business when I was out of the game. To play only 5-6 minutes in the first half and be up 11 at the half, that's a credit to, our other guys. Jack Nunge was huge tonight, and his ability to step up in my role and be very good. Obviously 15 at the half, he was killing them. To have that, as a guy who can come in from the front court, I think we've had a lot of, great guys off the bench, and he was just really terrific tonight, as well as, Joe Weitzel. Obviously, he controlled the game for us and was able to, keep us with a lead even when I went out in the second half as well. So, I'm proud of those two. And all of our guys, for when I went out to the bench, it gives me great confidence that if I make a mistake like that, that we're not doomed. We have a team with a bunch of guys that will step up and help me out when I make a mistake.
Luke, the next question from Tom Kakert.
Luke, a simple question. What's it like when you get in a groove like that for a basketball player? Does the basket just seem like it's, 10 foot wide? What does it feel like?
Yeah, no, I think that's the way to describe it. You just feel like nothing you could shoot, will miss. And I just felt like that way down the stretch. I just felt like everything else putting up was a good shot. And when I shoot a shot, I fully expect every shot I take to go in. And that's whether I have a performance like I did in North Carolina where I couldn't get anything to go. I felt like all the shots I took I could have made. So I think you have to have confidence in yourself, as a shooter, as a scorer. When shots are going, you just keep shooting it because they're going to keep going in. So you got to trust the work you put in. I think we've got a lot of guys like that with that mentality.
Luca, the next question from Jarek Andreski.
Hey, Luca, you seemed really animated out there tonight from start to finish. You had the 3-point bow and arrow celebration. You had a he's too little one, and then sort of in the second half there, you're pulling out the Jordan shrug. Does that come from your competitiveness? Is that your love of the game, and does playing a rival sort of help bring those emotions out of you?
I definitely think that's a love of the game thing. Once I get into the game, it's in the moment. That's just my playground. I think I'm just having fun. I'm blessed to be able to play this game at the level I do, and I cherish every moment because I don't want to be 30 years from now looking back at my career and not feeling like I had enough fun with it. It's not all serious. You got to be able to, have fun with it, be light, and be in the moment. And I think that's when I'm at my best as a player. Just never get too high, never get too low, and just, be in the moment always.
The next question, Luca, from David Eichholt.
Yeah, Luca, congrats on the win. I think before the season, you said that nobody's more ready than Joe Wieskamp for the season. I think especially over the last couple of games, seems like he's much more aggressive, especially driving the ball than at any point in his career. How have you just seen his game and his aggression evolve over the past couple of months?
I've just seen his confidence shoot up through the roof. I think, we always knew he could score the ball. And when he kind of got that idea in his head that every time he has the ball, he has the potential to make a positive play for our team. And when he's confident and aggressive, that's the best Joe Wieskamp. And that's the Joe Wieskamp we need to win games. And so he was terrific tonight, controlling the whole game, especially in the first half when I was out of the game, his ability to continue to, get to the rim. I think when he's aggressive and he drives to the rim, there's no one that can guard him. And then it's just trouble everywhere because once he gets a couple to the rim, he's going to start knocking down his threes. He's just a tough guard for anybody. So, I'm proud of him, and he's going to continue to do things like this. And, I think we got a whole bunch of guys that, are so talented and confident. And I think that also ultimately leads to coaches' trust in us as players. I think once you have a coach that trusts you and kind of gives you the green light to, any shot you take, he's behind it because he knows how much work you put into each shot. So I think when you have, a coach like that, it just allows players to be, that confident, that aggressive. So I'm super proud of him, and he's going to continue to go, and we're not done yet.
Luca, we'll take two more questions for you. The first one from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Luca, have you kind of embraced the Cyhawk rivalry, and what kind of what does it mean to this team? I know you have 8 Iowans, native Iowans on the roster, and you guys always seem to be up for this game.
I definitely have embraced it. Obviously, I'm coming from DC. I've never been to Iowa before in my life, until I visited here. But I think Iowa's going to be a part of me forever. And I think, I've just grown to understand what this rivalry means. And to be able to last year get a win over there, and when we hadn't done so in such a long time, I think that, also really developed, the meaning of what this is. So tonight, I think, this game, it doesn't matter, going into the game, what your ranking is, whatever. I think each team's just going to give each other their best they got. So I'm just super proud of our guys. I'm so happy, for the guys from Iowa, who were able to do this, because I know growing up when you watch these kind of things and to be able to be a part of it and be able to excel in that, and I just want to give out a shout out to my guy, Austin Ashbury, being able to hit a 3 down there and down the stretch. I'm so proud of him, as a roommate, as a best friend. And a guy who's, from Iowa and has loved, this Cy-Hawk, rivalry. So I'm proud of him, but I'm proud of all our guys. And I think we all have adopted that, kind of Iowa mentality to make sure that, we protect our state, the Hawkeye State.
Luca, the final question from Austin Hanson.
Hey, Luca, obviously you've been playing basketball for a long time. Have you ever felt as hot as you were tonight, maybe like in grade school, high school, on the playground, or was tonight as hot as you've ever been on a basketball court?
I think in practice, at different points in my career, I've definitely felt, kind of like this hot. I've never hit this many threes in the game, in my career. I've never hit more than, I think it was 4 before right now, I'm guessing. I think that's the most I've ever hit in a game. So I think, I've always been, as a big man, more leaning towards scoring on the inside and shooting a couple threes a game. But I think over time, when Coach McCaffrey's always talking to me about, shooting more threes, and he's kind of instilling that in me. It gives me confidence to go out there and shoot the ball. But I think, over time, I've just continued to work on my shot. And then I like I said, no matter what's happening, I feel like I'm going to make every shot I take.
Thank you, Luca. Congrats on the win. Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
All right, Luca will slide out, and Joe Wieskamp will slide in. And after Joe, we'll get some comments from Jack Nungy. Hello, Joe. Thanks for joining us. How are you?
Good. How about you?
We're doing good. Thanks. Anyone out there with a question for Joe Wieskamp, please raise your hand by clicking on the participant button at the bottom of your screen. Joe, the first question tonight from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Joe, what does it mean to you as an Iowan to have beaten Iowa State all 3 years you've been here so far?
That's huge. That's something that CJ and I were talking about after the game. Coming in here, we were in the same class and obviously 3-0. So it's pretty special and want to continue to move that forward.
The next question, Joe, from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Joe, when Luka went out in the first half for 11 minutes, what did you guys have to get done without him on the floor? What are you proud of that you guys got done there?
Yeah, obviously it's a loss, but at the same time, we have guys that can step up and make huge plays. Obviously, Jack came in and kind of filled the 5 spot and was dominant the whole half. 17 and 10, that's a pretty impressive number. So, and he can do that night in and night out. So I think if Luka goes out with foul trouble or whatever, we have guys that can step up and make plays too.
Were you playing the 4 there quite a bit?
A little bit, yeah. Me and Connor both play the 4 a little bit.
Joe, the next question from Chad Leistico.
Hey there, me again. A couple. Luka talked about Austin Ash's final 3-pointer. Any thoughts on that one? That seemed to get everyone going more than anything.
Yeah, that was awesome. You just gotta love a kid like that works his tail off every single day in practice on the scout team and getting us ready for big games. And he makes shots like that all the time in practice. So to see one fall for him like that in the game, and I don't even think he watched it go in. So he knew it was money from the time it left his hands. And that's just the type of person that he is, type of player that he is. So it's just awesome for him, and I'm excited to see him have success out there.
I know you're not got another game Sunday, so you don't want to get too reflective, but just what does it mean to to have the week you've had so far, but with North Carolina and now to blow out Iowa State?
I mean, it feels good. Obviously, it's 2 good wins for us. 2 on the next 2 on the schedule. Like I've been saying all season long, it's really early in the season, and we just got to take this one game at a time. We got a lot of big tests throughout the whole year, so it's a one game at a time mindset.
Joe, the next question from David Eichholt.
Yeah, Joe, congrats on the win. I know after during the North Carolina game, you guys got off to a really slow start in that second half. North Carolina went on a little bit run. Tonight, it was the exact opposite. Just how big was it for you guys to come out and score? I think it was 7 points in the first about 87 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think we played the best first half that we could have. We let them kind of hang in there. So we wanted to set the tone right away in the second half and extend that lead. And I think we did a good job of doing that. But at the same time, we had a couple of turnovers. They were able to get some easy buckets in transition and kind of cut that lead. But then after they made a run at us, we made another run right back and kind of ended the game right there and opened it up.
Any other questions for Joe Wieskamp? Joe, we'll go to Rick Brown for a question. Rick?
Joe, just 7 turnovers in a high-octane game. That's you guys have done a pretty good job at taking care of the ball this year. Would you say that's a strength so far?
Yeah, I'd say most teams are going to try to get up into our space and realize that we're good shooters and try to make us put the ball on the floor more. So for us to take care of the ball, it shows the type of IQ players that we have and able to lock in on the scouting report and know what to expect and just take care of the ball.
All right, Joe, thanks for your time. Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
As Joe slides out, Jack Nungy will be the final Hawkeye student athlete to join us this evening. Jack, congrats on the win. Can I?
Thank you.
There we go. Can you hear me okay, Jack?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Anyone out there with a question for Jack Nungy, please raise your hand by clicking on the participant button at the bottom of your screen. Jack, the first question tonight from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Jack, talk to us about that first half you had when Luka went out with the 2 fouls and you ended up playing like 11 minutes and really controlling things in the back end there. What did you think you got done best?
Yeah, I just knew I knew I couldn't get in foul trouble for one, but I also knew that I needed to step up for our team, and that's kind of been our team mentality throughout the whole offseason. You know, someone misses practice here or there, then the next man up, and so that's something that our team is really taking a hold of this year. And going forward, I know if it happens to me, if it happens to anybody, we got good players on the bench who could come in and step up.
I know you talked this summer about you're kind of surprised to be able to play the 5 at the Big Ten level. When you're in high school, you wouldn't have thought that. I mean, is this kind of validation that you've put on the muscle and you've done the work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in my 4th year now, so I've gotten a lot of work in the weight room, and I've built up a lot of muscle from what I had back then. And yeah, it's definitely something that I knew all offseason and in the past 4 years guarding Luka every day. You know, he's the best center in the country, so I can just use that to my advantage and just try to get better.
Jack, the next question from Rick Brown.
Hey, Jack, where would you say your confidence level is right now? You're playing at a pretty high level, but you seem relaxed and confident on the floor.
Yeah, you know, I'm very confident. I put in a lot of work in the off season, you know, rehabbing and then working out with the team. And I've also kind of taken a role of coming off the bench and being an energy guy whenever we need it. And so I think that's something that I can use going forward. Just bringing energy to the team, being that boost that we need if we're in a little down spurt here and there. But yeah, I'm very confident with our team going forward.
Jack, the next question from Chad Leistico.
Just kind of curious on your answer here. I mean, Luka plays 16 and a half minutes and you guys score 105 points as a team. So what does that say about this team?
We're very deep team, and we have a lot of guys who can score at any moment. You know, we saw on both Tuesday and tonight. Guys step up whenever we needed it, and we're very deep. Anybody can score on any given night, and I'm really excited to see how far we can go this year.
Looked like you were kind of gassed at the end of one of those runs. Was I reading your body language correctly there?
Yeah, I was a little bit tired. That's just part of my rehab process. I'm not quite where I need to be, but I knew if I told coach he could give me a quick breather and then I could come back in right away. And I also wasn't too worried about it. I knew we had Keegan coming in. He brings a lot of energy off the bench, so I knew someone would step up.
Jack, the next question from David Eichelt.
Yeah, Jack, congrats on the win. I know you have some Iowa roots, but I'm just curious, what does the Cyhawk rivalry mean to you?
Yeah, so I lived in Iowa for 3 years. My dad actually worked at the University Hospital, so just by that, we're Iowa fans when we lived here. And this is only my second time playing, but it's definitely something that I look forward to every year. It doesn't matter if how good they are, how good we are. It's going to be a battle for 40 minutes, and we got to bring that energy. Just got to be ready to play no matter what happens.
Are there any other questions for Jack Nungy? Okay, Jack, thanks for your time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You bet.
You consider yourself.
Okay, that's everybody. I'll remind you that we will have a transcript for head coach Fran McCaffrey. And that's it. Anyone traveling home, be safe, and we'll see some of you tomorrow at Kinnick Stadium. Thanks.